Hi witches, welcome to my Pagan Challenge video for C. C is for celebration. Now I have been toying about whether and how to do this video. Celebration is a huge part of witchcraft and paganism. I think we celebrate the seasons, the body, the primal, the wild. Just being can be a celebration for us. Not to mention all of the frantic sabbatic dances, and that can be a really long topic to discuss. And seeing as I babble on a lot anyway, I thought it was maybe better in a bit of a show and tell, so I thought I'd do a vlog this time. I would show you how I celebrate, the embodying of my celebration in some ways, and you can join me along the way. I'll bring lots of little bits together. Expect food, maybe some dance, lots of chatter because it's me, and yeah, a few things that I've been using, any stones, plants, things that I've been connecting to. So part of my toying with this video was because a lot of traditional witches don't follow a deity, but I do, and my deity has Letha, the summer solstice, as her festival. Now, it's always been a very special celebration to me, and at this time of year, my energy really lifts, my mood lifts, and although I still can do a lot of the, work on hidden things, the shadow work, as it's named, it's just a time when I feel bright, I've got that vitality, that's the word I'm looking for. But as I've connected to her, it has grown even more in my heart. It's a time for me to deepen my connection to her. Now, a few days ago, I'd been speaking to her in trance and asking for the best way to connect. A few months ago, I'd felt quite disconnected from everything, kind of like I'd been uprooted and I was swaying above the earth, waiting. It was a bit of a hanged man time for me, I think. And there was some difficult moments. So I was speaking to her about just being able to really connect into her, because I feel like life had kind of drawn me apart a little bit, and yeah. So she gave me some ideas during that, and she also gave me the feeling that things would become a little more clear if I, it wasn't so much of a wait, it was more of a, oh my goodness, I've got something to show you, but I'll have to go get it kind of thing. So I was like, waiting, but anticipating, that's it. So anyway, the following day, my witch's moon box arrived, and there were so many answers in it. It was a really deep moment for me, and it was really unexpected that it would come so obviously. I was looking for how many birds are in the garden type thing, or whether something was, sticking out to me on the street. And then, yeah, I opened it. It'd been quite an arduous day, and everything just became very clear. The pattern of my celebration and the way I was supposed to connect with her was just there. Now, they also include an oracle card, and I won't show you mine, but I will tell you that it gave me a clear message about communication as well. I always find that oracle cards are actually very helpful. I remember that the first time I got one, it was the High Priestess. It was an Egyptian deck, and it was just a perfect message that time as well. But not, the stuff in the box wasn't a message for me then, but that particular card was. So today is the 8th of June here. And to begin the celebration on the 5th, I had a bath using the salts from the box. Now they were given to connect to undines, and I don't often use salt because with spirit work that can be, I would usually use it in the sense of disconnecting. However, there was a strong message that I should be using this. Now, my goddess has links to water, though not seawater. And obviously, deity are set apart from spirit, so the salt's fine. But yes, so this was about me cleansing away things that I'm ready to cleanse and things that I can let go of in order to connect better to her. They're just beautiful, and they include some herbs that are linked to her. I can add that below if you would like me to. Now I also used, after cleansing, this oil, which is for connecting to the Fae, as it says, or the good people. So now this, it smells like cherry bakewell, honestly. This almond, it's got, this beautiful, beautiful smell. So yes, these are now being used as a bathing dedication, really, leading up to the festival. So I'll be doing it several times, repeating the process. And during that process, I wrote to her, I lay in the water and meditated, soaked up the feeling of just being within her power. And I cleansed myself of what was no longer needed. Now, before that, I'd also cleaned the bathroom in preparation and kind of set up a little space to put candles and so on, which I'll actually post a picture of that for you now. Hi guys, today I'm going to be making rose petal and lemon peel infused mead. I'll be adding some dandelion flowers to that as well. I'm not going to make the mead itself from scratch because it's so time consuming. Obviously I would have needed to start 6 months ago, and that wasn't possible. So I'm going to be using this mead, which I've used before, and I really like it. It's lovely, very rich. It's traditional mead by Lime Bay Winery. Sorry that the top of my head gets cut off every time I stand up. So you will need your mead, 1 cup of rose petals, and about half a cup or 1.5 to 2 lemons. So yeah, it'd be about half a cup of lemon peel. Now I've chosen to add dandelion flowers, and you may want to add those or you may want to leave those out. Those are really optional. The 2 main ingredients will be the rose petals and the lemon peel. Now rose petals, they do have some health benefits. There is vitamin C in there, but if you wanted to really boost that, because rose petals, where their content of water is so high, they don't carry a lot, basically, because they're the flower, which often happens. But you could, if you wanted vitamin C as a sort of boost, you could decoct some rose hips, so boil them for about half an hour on the stove, and add that to the mead if you wanted, alongside with the rose petals. The lemon peel is actually nutrient rich. It's a brilliant bitter, which is obviously a digestive benefit bitters have. Now it is high in vitamin C, unlike the rose, and well, you know, and it's also got calcium, potassium, vitamin A, and more in it, and obviously has antioxidants within it too. So this recipe is the simplest thing ever. Now, although my mead will be ending up in this, I always start with a nice wide open jug. I find it much easier to make sure that everything gets in and things don't get spilled. Because I'm very messy as a cook. I love cooking, but I'm very messy. So I'm going to add our mead. Now you might notice mine already has a tiny bit in. That is because I'm using at the end of the last bottle. So, simplest thing ever. Now, yes, so we want to add the rose petals. See, even there I managed to spill some, even with that nice wide jug. Add the lemon peel. Now, if your mead doesn't taste that sweet, or you've got quite a light mead, you can add some brown sugar to that, or some raw organic honey. So now we need to stir. I find the end of the wooden spoon is much better because less gets stuck to it, essentially. So I'm going to give that a nice stir. You can give it a shake, but I don't like to in case it leaks. Okay, so we're giving that a lovely stir, and then I'm just going to pop it in the fridge. So that will be popped in the fridge. And what you do is leave it in the fridge at least overnight. Then you strain it using either some muslin, a sieve, or a tea strainer. A sieve may leave some small pieces in, so it's really personal preference. But of course, if you haven't got anything else to hand, then a sieve is perfect. And then I would serve this either chilled or at room temperature. Personally, I'd serve it chilled, but you can drink it chilled, room temperature, or hot. What I would normally do is serve it from the fridge and then leave it to rest for a couple of minutes before the person actually drinks it, me or somebody else. Now, you would have to drink it regularly to get any health benefits, you know, not just in this form, no, that's delicious, but taking a herb for a period of time is usually recommended to get benefits anyway. Saying that, varying what you eat and so on can be very beneficial. So, yes, I wouldn't promote the health benefits of this so much, but if you're going to drink it all the time, then, you know, that lemon peel could really work wonders. Now, as an aside, if you don't drink or you want to make some for children, you can make a hot infusion of honey and leave it to cool, and then you could use it as the base instead of mead, or you can use some traditional lemonade instead. I used a honey base for my son, but it's, I mean, as you can see, it looks the same because of the honey, and it's really lovely as a drink. I would tend to serve it chilled for my son, but you could again serve it hot. Now, there are loads of magical things you can do with this recipe. You could use it in a glamour spell and have a little pre-drink before a gathering. You could use it as an offering to the fair folk, or in a ceremony trying to connect with them. Perhaps you drinking one cup and offering them the other, or even, the Queen of May. You could use it for your deity, particularly if they really resonate with the types of things. If you've got a Celtic deity, for example, it could be a really lovely offering to them. Now, rose, of course, can be used for love spells, be it finding love, strengthening a friendship, or, really strengthening a family bond. The colour of the petals may make a difference to you, which is why I mentioned the colour of my own. And if you're going for love, then obviously like a pink could be great. But if you're going for a more sexual love, then I've actually found red are brilliant for that. A real, deep crimson almost. Now, I also associate roses with all things woman, with deep knowledge, with intuition and protection, spiritual growth, and in some ways actually the path of witchcraft itself. Now, as I'm using the petals, I probably wouldn't personally go for a protection spell, as thorns could work better for that, I think, anyway. But as I say, that's really preference. And speaking to the plant directly could really help you work out what it wants to be used for. I will ask the plant's permission, and I would also say, I would ask them to guide me if they felt that they wanted to be actually used more beneficially in a different way that I just haven't picked up on. Now, of course, last but not least, there's the divination connection with roses, which you could draw on within the recipe. Lemon is connected historically to the moon. For me, I find it sometimes dependent. I might use it occasionally in a sun spell because I do find it holds a lot of sun energy in some ways. I know a lot of people disagree with me there, but for me it's slightly dependent. I would lean towards the moon. However, I have used it in more sunny type spells. I think because it can really conjure up that almost tropical image, can't it? Anyway, so the connection between lemon as a water and moon based fruit and rose, is also connected to water, means it could be linked to actually sort of cleansing painful love away, for example, or for brightening your heart if you're drawing on the optimism of the lemon, for encouraging friendship. I think lemon peel is brilliant for bringing clarity, and so you might go for a divination spell where rose brought the deep knowledge and spiritual growth, and lemon brought clarity. Now, if you add some pins or thorns to the drink, and obviously filter out very carefully after, you've got a curse drink which tastes wonderful. So if you were trying to magically poison without poisoning, then there you go. Obviously, some people don't practice malediction, but there is an option. And depending on what you're going for, you could add other things. So, for example, lavender could work for heart healing, peace or love. Or you could add dandelion flowers, as I have, or calendula as well. Now, I think dandelion works best, as though the leaves and root are quite bitter, the flowers are really quite sweet, compared to calendula, which really does have, to me, almost an earthy, slight bitter taste. However, if you wanted to alter this and use not mead but beer, then calendula works wonderfully within that. And in fact, you could do a beer with both marigold and dandelion together, which would be pretty epic, I think, for summer. As dandelions open and close from morning to night, they have sometimes been known as the clock flower, and I believe there's quite a bit of historical reference to them being a shepherd's clock. The shepherds would know when it was time to go home because all of the dandelions would close, much like daisies. And you may want to include them in a time-related spell, for example, if that was something you were interested in, because calendula and dandelion can both be used for luck and money, so perhaps you could link the two there, and also draw in the time aspect within that. Dandelions are connected to prophecy, of course, and I tend to think of them as more connected, the flowers this is, to the sun and opening, looking forwards, compared to the root, which I would tend towards more using for ancestor work, perhaps working with the past, with spirits of the dead, or hearing spirits of the dead, you know, or perhaps healing deep-rooted issues or accessing them, or maybe even before a journey, but that's just me. If you add calendula, they are once again related to the sun and to prophecy. I think of them as really inspiring happiness, and I found them very useful in trauma healing work. You could do a luck spell or a spell to bring healing of memories that you're struggling with. You might use it for a dream to come true even. Another idea to add to a summer mead would be ginger. You know, and you could really add a little fire to speed your spell along there. You could then use it for a sex spell, adding its passion in. As a combination, you could use it to bring balance to the heart. So if you were using the sun, ginger, the moon, lemon, creating balance together, and then balancing your heart being the rose. Or you could release a deep, heartfelt expression of creativity with it. The intention with this recipe is entirely yours to set, and the recipe is yours to add to. Or if you don't want to use it magically as such, you can just enjoy it as a delicious drink. Bye guys.